So if you remember in Star Wars Episode 5, they've got a million of these in so-called pop culture. Remember in Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, in our shared collective memory, we remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father," right? So that was, and excuse my poor imitation of James Earl Jones, but we remember Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father," right? But that was actually a misquote that was then propagated through media and became our collective memory in pop culture. Whereas the actual lines in the Star Wars series in Episode 5 begins with Darth Vader saying, "Darth Vader, Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father. Luke, he told me you killed him." Darth Vader, "No, I am your father." That was the actual line. "No, I am your father." But when we begin to recount these famous scenes from this epic scene from Star Wars to our friends, we recounted it as, "Luke, I am your father," because we could encapsulate that entire dialogue into a single, short, memorable phrase that we can then, convey this idea to our friends more simply. It just rolls off the tongue easier. "Luke, I am your father," one phrase instead of the whole dialogue. And so we have a way of abbreviating things, even when we retell stories. Even James Earl Jones himself, the actor who played Darth Vader's voice, says, "Luke, I am your father" in interviews, further propagating the popular misquote. So, but to the Mandelaite, as they're called, it's not that we have collectively as a society misremembered certain popular events or sayings or brands or the spelling of certain brands, but that instead, that would be the common sense thing to think, right? But instead what they say is that the universe has begun to collide with another alternate reality or dimension, and little things like this are changing all around us in brands and corporations and in the Bible. And that's where the real problem comes in, when the proponents of the Mandela Effect transfer their self-delusion onto the pages of the King James Version of the Bible. The Mandelites believe that God has allowed Satan to supernaturally change the words of the King James Bible, and we don't have a Bible that we can trust any longer. And all we have left are just our memories and what we've memorized about the Bible and what the Holy Spirit will teach us and guide us with. And so this is really just an attack on the Bible. Their claim is that the King James Bible, or that the Bible itself, has changed and been altered by the Mandela Effect.